most confident person in the room, but your self-worth could be so low. My self-worth was low. It was not my confidence and how much I like the way I look. It really was the self-worth. And that all plays into one whole thing. You have to have self-worth to know that you're deserving of everything that comes your way. You're deserving of blessings. You're deserving to be happy. And I had to realize that I'm deserving of happiness. I'm worthy of happiness. Why am I sitting down depressed when I am worthy of a happy life? Hey sis, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla, and on my page we talk about self-love and self-growth. So go ahead and click the subscribe button because I promise you are going to love it here. So if you clicked on this video, you're probably feeling insecure, depressed, or just sad and just worthless all in general. And in this video, I'm not going to do that whole thing that everybody else always does when you say that you're feeling insecure and they give you that good old, oh, but you're so beautiful, but you have so much going on. Why are you sad? I'm not going to do that because I feel like if you're just looked at as a beautiful woman, if you're looked at as you have so much going for yourself, people tend to neglect your own mental health and seem to invalidate your own feelings. And it can get really lonely. It can get lonely when you sitting at home by yourself, not loving yourself, just feeling down, not feeling worthy. And the whole world is telling you that why though you should love yourself. And nobody's really understanding that it takes more than just a few compliments to make you feel good about yourself. It's actually the inside work that we do for ourselves. So growing up my whole life, I've always just been very anxious. I suffer from really bad anxiety. I have OCD. I take medicine for it. Self-worth issues, depression, and it's been since I was younger. And I've also realized that no matter like how good your circumstances become, when you don't truly love yourself, if you're not truly happy, it doesn't matter how much success you have. That doesn't determine happiness. And I never really realized that until recently, like as I've gotten older. And it's been these past few weeks, maybe the past few months. I was living in Savannah for a little with my family, and then I moved down here to North Carolina. And I've just like realized that I'm not truly happy, or I'm not truly loving myself fully. And I know I always talk about self-love and everything else. And I realized that you could have confidence and not really love yourself. And I never realized that. And I think that's what I was doing. I have so much confidence. I have all the confidence in the world, but I don't think I truly love myself. Let me explain. So confidence is walking into a room, exuding that, knowing that you can do all things. But self-love is how you feel about yourself when you're all alone in your room, when it's just you and yourself and your thoughts. How do you talk to yourself? And I've noticed that I talk to myself terribly. I'm so hard on myself. And I looked at that as, that's just, I'm motivating myself. I'm doing all these things. I'm working out every single day. I'm caring about my looks, and I'm caring about all these other things. And I didn't realize that underneath that is underlying self-love issues. It's not just about the looks. It's not just about how I present myself. It's about like how I actually feel about myself. And once I dug deep and realized that I don't think I'm really loving myself, I realized that when it'll be days where I'll just slack off, and I've been like that this whole few weeks actually. Like everything was a mess. My room was a mess. I wasn't going to the gym like I was supposed to be going. I just wasn't doing anything I usually normally do. And the way I was talking to myself was just terrible. And I realized that I was getting insecure and upset at myself for not going to the gym, and then telling myself, oh, you're getting fat, you're gaining weight, you need to stop doing this, stop doing that. And I thought to myself, like, what's the point of me doing this self-love journey and me working on myself if on the days where I slack off, I'm not talking to myself nicely? On the days where I slack off, I'm telling myself that it's because I'm not worthy enough, or I'm telling myself that I'm gaining weight. I'm telling myself these bad things about myself to motivate me. No, I should be motivated just because I want to better myself, not because I'm scared that I'm going to look a certain way. And I realize that I'm guilty of that. I'm not truly loving myself. And I just know that a lot of you guys probably go through that same thing. That's probably exactly why you clicked on this video. And I just want you guys to know that you are not alone. So I wanted to do a deep dive and figure out the root of the issue, because it's multiple things. And I think I came to a conclusion that it's like the struggles of, being a young woman, especially a young black woman. I know every woman goes through this, but I'm a black woman, so I'm talking from experience of being a black woman. Growing up as a young black woman and getting older, and the pressures of finding a long-term partner, the pressures of being successful but still being desirable, or living your life but still making sure that, okay, you need kids one day, you need this one day. And it's just like, I feel like that's what makes me so depressed, is the pressures of just life in general, and the pressures of being perfect, and nobody is perfect. And especially when I look on social media, I see so many comments, like under women's posts. There was one post about this woman, she had Rihanna and Ashanti, like, you know, they had kids, but they had kids a little bit later. They lived their life, then had kids. And people in the comments were like, oh, like, see, it's not safe to wait that long for kids. They're gonna have old mothers. And I'm just like, that's so much as a woman having to go through that. It just can make you so depressed. And especially if you don't have everything by a certain age, it makes you feel like you're just rotten. And I feel like society does that to us as women. It's like, by a certain age, you need a certain amount of this. But as men, it's like they could be 36, 35, 37. It's always going to be a young woman that they can go to. But it seems like for us, our age is between 20 to 30. By then, you have to find a long-term partner. And by 30, you're pushing it. You need to, like, where your kids at? Where's your partner at? And that is so much pressure. That can make us so depressed. And I don't think people understand how much that is on us in just general, especially for me, just being like growing into my adulthood and just being a young adult, trying to explore. And there's so many ways I could go. And I don't want to make the wrong mistake. I don't want to go the wrong way. And I found that doing all that brought me into a really bad slump. And I haven't just wanted to get out of bed these past few days. You know, I've just been laying down all day. This whole week I didn't go to the gym. I didn't do anything for myself. And this is my first time just getting up out of bed and really doing something that I need to do. And I just realized that the root of the issue, I feel like, is comparison, social media, and just society kind of in general. It can just really make us feel worthless. It's like I'm trying so hard to overcome that and overcome the pressures of life, but it seems like the pressures of life are always going to be there, and just the anxiety is always going to be there. So once I kind of realized that no matter what in life, life is going to life. You can't pick how life is going to go for you. It's going to just happen. What's going to happen is what's going to happen. And I think I really have to understand that. And I feel like another thing too, it's like everything you go through in life, it keeps beating at you and beating at you. Every single situation that goes bad, I feel like it keeps beating at you, and self-love goes down each and every time until you're left with nothing. And people just taking everything from you. I found that so many situations in my life that I had went through, or so many people I had let in, just people letting me down, men doing me wrong, friends doing me wrong, brought my self-esteem down so low and triggered me so much to where it's like, I don't let new people in. I'm always frantic or scared when it comes to letting guys in or even friends in. And I found like I was putting myself in just the isolation mode. Yes, like I grew a lot in my isolation, and yes, it's good for yourself, your mental, just to be with yourself. But I realized that like that's not really the way it's supposed to be, and that's like a trauma effect. So I feel like we should take these few months to really heal every single part of us. And once I realized that, I'm like, okay, I can't just sit and wallow in my sadness, and I can't base future experiences off of past experiences. And I feel like that's what makes a lot of us sad. That's what makes a lot of us insecure. We're not born insecure. We're not born sad. Life sometimes has a silly way of making us feel sad, insecure, and depressed. And all these situations we go through in life beat at us until we just are depressed and sad and just left with nothing. And it seems like we're scared to experience new experiences based off of our past experiences. So I want us to like take time to really let go and heal from our past experiences and understand that that was a part of life, and that was a part of your journey. You're scrolling through Instagram and you see all these girls that society deems is beautiful, and you don't really see yourself in them, or you feel like, oh, my body's not good enough, I don't look like this, or why do the men always find them desirable, like maybe I should act more like that. And I just feel like it's so much pressure. We have to realize that social media is all fake. And once I realized, like, this is the life I'm given, I can't change how I look, I can't change certain things about myself, so why don't I learn how to love it? And why don't I spend time with myself and figure out why I don't love it? And I hope this message you guys get out of this video is that you are not alone, and a lot more people feel like this than you guys expect. A lot of people feel this way about themselves. You would be surprised how many people y'all deem as so beautiful and so successful, but when they're with themselves at night, just by themselves, they just feel worthless and insecure. It doesn't matter how many people compliment you. It doesn't matter how many people love you. When you're home by yourself, how you feel about yourself is what matters. People will compliment you your whole life, but you'll never feel that way about yourself, so you'll always feel lonely, you'll always feel sad, you'll always feel depressed. And we can't rely our happiness and put our happiness into other people. And I realized that's what I was doing. I was putting my self-worth into how other people treated me. And now I'm at a point in my life where I don't really have anybody around. Like, I'm not talking to any guys right now. I'm usually always talking to somebody. I usually always have like a boyfriend or something. And it's the first time where I'm just alone and fully single. And that's just like kind of scary. But it forces you to love yourself. And that's when I realized that, okay, I have to take this self-love journey very, very serious, because it's not just an external thing. Like, you can be pretty on the outside all you want. You could get cute on the outside all you want. But it's about how you feel about yourself internally. Do you feel worthy of certain things? And I found that my self-worth was low. You could be the most confident person in the room, but your self-worth could be so low. And I did not realize that. I'm like, my self-worth was low. It was not my confidence and how much I like the way I look. It really was the self-worth. And that all plays into one whole thing. You have to have self-worth to know that you're deserving of everything that comes your way. You're deserving of blessings. You're deserving to be happy. And I had to realize that I'm deserving of happiness. I'm worthy of happiness. Why am I sitting down depressed when I am worthy of a happy life? It's okay. Like, everything is going to come to me in due time. I think I stress, and we as people stress so much on the future and what's going to happen in the future, that we forget the moment and now, and loving ourselves in the now, and understanding that we are worthy of everything we want. So why are we stressing? So in this video, I told you guys I'm not going to be doing that reassurance thing, because nobody wants to hear that. We hear that every day. Oh, you're so beautiful. You have so much going on. That's not going to help. What's going to help is the inside work we do for ourselves. So I hope this video helps motivate you to want to work on yourself, your internal self, your self-worth, figuring out who you are, figuring out your capabilities, and understanding that it is how you feel about yourself that is the most important thing. No matter how much, you can get everything you want in life. If you do not love yourself, it's not going to be important. You're still going to be sad. You're still going to be miserable in that. You'll just be looking for the next thing. Stop looking for the next thing and understand that you have everything you need now. God is just going to give you add-ons, yes, but everything you have is within you, and you are perfect. You do not need outside things to make you feel good enough. And that's something that I'm trying to work on as well. So this is a journey we could all do together, but this is just my first video really talking about it and explaining it to you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.